Hello guys! Today, ang ituturo ko sa inyo is all about factoring by greatest common monomial factor. Okay, let's start. Below is the summary of the steps of factoring the greatest monomial factor. So here, meron tayong 5 steps kung paano tayo mag-factor using yung greatest common monomial factor natin. So first thing we need to do is to determine the number of terms. After we determine, we need to find the greatest common factor of the numerical coefficients. So first thing we need to do palagi is yung GCF muna or yung greatest common factor muna ng numerical coefficients natin yung ating hahanapin. Okay? Wala muna tayong gagawin dun sa mga variables niya. Okay? After that, find the variable with the least exponent that appears in each term of the polynomial. It serves as the GCF of the variable. Okay? So yung pangatlo natin is doon naman tayo sa variable titingin. Hanapin natin yung variable na merong pinakamababang exponent sa lahat ng terms na meron tayo. Okay? Then fourth, get the product of the greatest common factor of the numerical coefficient and the variables. It serves as the greatest common monomial factor of the given polynomial. So after that, yung greatest common factor ng numerical coefficient and yung greatest common factor ng ating mga variables, ipag-multiply lang natin sila. And ito na yung tinatawag nating greatest common monomial factor. Okay, and lastly, find the other factor by dividing the given polynomial by its greatest common monomial factor and write the final factored form of the polynomial. So yung last na gagawin natin kapag meron na tayong greatest common monomial factor ng ating given polynomial, i-divide lang natin yung mga yon sa ating mga terms dun sa polynomial, okay? To find yung isa pang factor niya or yung final factor natin. Okay? So para mas maliwanagan kayo kung paano natin i-apply itong 5 steps natin by factoring yung greatest common monomial factor, let's give some examples. So for our example number 1, find the GCF of each pair of monomials. So we have here 2 examples. GCF lang muna tayo. Hindi pa muna tayo magdi-divide ng ating GCF dun sa ating polynomial to find yung other factor niya. Okay? So to find the GCF, sabi sa ating 5 steps is first, nakita na natin kung ilang term meron tayo. Ang una nating iti-take into consideration is yung numerical coefficient niya. So here sa ating first given, we have 4x cubed and 8x squared. So kailangan muna nating hanapin yung GCF ng 4 and ng 8 dahil ayan yung kanyang numerical coefficient. 4 is the numerical coefficient ng x cubed, or rather yung 4x cubed, and 8 is the numerical coefficient ng 8x squared natin. So to find the GCF of 4 and 8, we just list down yung kanyang mga common factor, or rather yung factor ng ating given coefficient. So sa 4, meron tayong 1 times 4 at saka 2 times 2. Sa 8 naman, meron tayong 1 times 8, meron tayong 2 times 4. Ayan. So yan lang yung kanyang mga factor. So ngayon, to find yung GCF, ano yung pinakamalaking number nila na pareha sila na may ganong factor? So in this case, we have 4. Ito, 4. Pareha silang merong common factor na 4 and siya yung greatest. Meron din tayong 2. Kaya lang kasi, ang kailangan natin is yung greatest. So yung 2, hindi siya kasama. Dun lang tayo sa 4 since 4 yung greatest. So sulat natin dito, we have 4. Siya yung greatest common factor ng ating numerical coefficients. And now, titingin naman tayo sa variables niya. So we have x cubed and x squared. Ngayon, ang sabi sa ating 5 steps is yung gagamitin nating greatest common monomial factor ng ating variables is yung merong pinakamababang exponent or pinakamababa yung degree niya. In this case, meron tayong x cubed and x squared. Ano ba mas mababa? Yung x cubed or yung x squared? Syempre, ang mas mababa dyan is yung x squared dahil ito lang yung kanyang exponent. Unlike sa x cubed natin, 3 yung exponent niya. So, therefore, meron tayong mumultiply natin to sa x squared or yung common monomial factor ng ating mga variable. And then after that, pag minultiply natin yan, we will have 4x squared. Okay? And then, itong 4x squared, ito na yung ating GCF. Okay? So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay? So, proceed tayo sa ating second example. We have 15yx, or rather 15y raised to 6, and 9z. Okay? In this case, ang una uli natin gagawin is find the GCF ng ating numerical coefficient. Sa ating example, ang ating numerical coefficients ay 15 and 9. Okay? So ngayon, to find the GCF of 15 and 9, first yung 15 muna. Ano ba yung factor ng 15? Meron tayong 1 times 15. Meron din tayong 3 times 5. Okay? Sa 9 naman, meron tayong 1 times 9. And meron din tayong 3 times 3. Okay? So, itong mga nililista ko, ito yung mga factor ng ating given coefficient, ha? Okay? Tapos, ngayon, after na malist down natin yung common factor nila, or rather yung factor ng ating numerical coefficients, titingnan naman natin ano yung pinakamalaking parehas nilang factor or yung tinatawag nga nating greatest common factor. So, in this case, ang pinakamalaki nilang common factor is itong 3. Okay? So, with that, ang ating greatest common factor ng ating numerical coefficient pa lang is 3. So, with that, ang pinakamalaking greatest common factor natin, or rather yung greatest common factor lang pala, ng ating numerical coefficient is 3. Ngayon, titingin naman tayo sa mga variables natin. Tapos na tayo sa second step natin eh. Yung third step naman natin is sa variable naman. Ngayon, titingnan natin yung variable natin, alin daw yung may pinaka-least exponent. As you can see, ang variables natin ay y raised to 6 and z. Doon pa lang, mapapansin nyo, magkaibang variable sila. Okay? So, kahit mas mababa yung exponent ng z, dahil ang exponent naman ng z ay 1 lang, unlike sa y raised to 6, 6 yung exponent niya, hindi tayo pwedeng magkaroon ng GCF or yung common monomial factor ng ating variables dahil magkaiba naman sila. So, when in terms or when it comes to variables, wala silang pagkakaparehas. So, in that case, wala tayong common monomial factor ng ating variables. So, by that, ito yung ating GCF. 3 lang yung GCF natin. Okay? So, hindi all the time, lagi tayong mayroong common factor ng ating variables. Dahil, unang-una, kailangan, syempre, parehas dapat yung variable na meron yung ilang terms man yung binigay sa atin. Tulad nito, 2 term. Kailangan parehas silang may, or dapat meron silang same variable. Kapag wala, edi wala tayong common monomial variable or common factor sa ating variable. Okay? Let's proceed. So, for our example number 3, write this given equation, or rather given expression pala, in complete factored form. So, dito na natin magagamit yung 5 steps natin dahil kailangan completely factored na itong expression sa ating example number 3. So, as I said earlier, first thing we need to do is kailangan alamin muna natin ilang terms meron tayo. So, count muna natin. Meron tayong, ito, isang term to. And then, ito, isang term din to. So, meron tayong 2 terms. So, after nating i-identify na meron tayong 2 terms, we will find the GCF ng ating numerical coefficients. And in this case, ang ating numerical coefficient is 12 and 20. So, to find yung numerical coefficient nila, or rather yung GCF ng ating numerical coefficient, magli-list down lang ulit tayo. Okay? So, first, yung 12. Ano yung mga factors ng 12? We have 1 multiplied by 12. And then, 3 multiplied by 4. And also, meron din pala tayong 6 multiplied by 2. Ayan. So, ayan na lahat yung factor ng ating 12. Ngayon, sa 20 naman tayo. You have 1 times 20. We also have 2 times 10. we also have 4 times 5. Ayan. So ngayon, after we list down yung mga factor ng ating numerical coefficient, let's now identify ano yung greatest common factor nila. Ano yung pinakamalaking pagkakaparehas nilang number na parehas sila meron. Or yung common factor nga nila kung tawagin. As you can see, meron tayong 4. Okay? May pagkakaparehas din naman na 2. Meron ding 1. Pero greatest kasi yung kailangan natin. Or yung pinakamataas. So in this case, 4. So lagay muna natin dito, 4. And ngayon, titingin naman tayo sa mga variables. Okay? So ngayon, sa variables ng ating 2 terms, kung makikita nyo, meron tayong x, y, and z. Kaya lang, ang pagkakaparehas lang nila na variable is x and y. Dahil yung ating first term, etong first term natin, wala naman siyang z. Okay? Unlike ito, itong second term natin, meron tong z. So in that case, hindi natin magiging factor yung z. Dahil, unang-una, kailangan parehas silang merong ganong variable para ma-factor out natin siya. Okay? So in this case, ang ating variable lang na pagkakaparehas nila, x and y. And sinasabi sa ating 5 steps is, yung least exponent yung kukunin natin. So una, magbe-base muna tayo dito sa x. Okay? As you can see, meron tayong x cube and x to the 5th. So, by that, ano ba yung may least exponent? Kasi yun yung magiging common monomial factor ng ating variable. Okay? So, in this case, x cube yung pinakamababa. Dahil yung x to the 5th is mas mataas kaysa sa x cube. So, ang ating common monomial factor sa variable na x pa lang is x cube. Okay? Ngayon, meron pa tayong another variable which is itong y na parehas naman din silang meron. So, magiging another, magiging factor uli yan. Okay? Magiging common monomial factor uli yan ng ating variable. And also, pag tinignan natin siya, kailangan yung least exponent lang din. So, between y raised to 5 and y squared, alam naman nating y squared yung pinakamababa. So, mumultiply uli natin to sa y squared. And then, simplifying this, pagsasama-samahin mo lang naman sila, dahil hindi mo naman sila pwedeng pag-combine dahil magkakaiba sila, yung isa coefficient, tapos yung dalawa naman magkaibang variable. So, ito na yung ating common monomial factor or yung greatest common monomial factor natin. Eh kaso, ang hinihingi sa example na ito is yung complete factored form. So, in that case, etong common monomial factor natin, i-divide natin yan sa ating dalawang term. Okay? Para ma-simplify sila. So now, pag sinulat natin, unahin natin yung etong first term natin. So we have 12x raised to 3, y raised to 5, over etong ating greatest common monomial factor. Okay? So ngayon, to simplify this, uunahin natin syempre, i-divide muna natin yung numerical coefficient, yung 12 and 4. So, 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay? And then, proceed tayo dito sa ating mga variables. Unahin natin tong x, parehas tong x cube. So, in that case, no, kapag nagdi-divide tayo ng either variable or number na parehas yung numerator and denominator or parehas sila, lagi naman siyang equal to 1. So, itong x cube, magiging 1 na lang to. Okay? And then, next is itong variable natin na y. Meron tayong y raised to 5 and y squared. So, to simplify yung mga ganitong cases, no, ito yung tinatawag nating quotient rule ng ating mga laws of exponent. Okay? So, in this case, we just copy the variable and then we subtract yung exponent niya. So, 5 and 2. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 5 minus 2. Okay, laging yung nasa taas, babawasan mo nung nasa baba. Okay? So, in that case, 5 minus 2 is 3. So, pag sinimplify natin to, ang matitira na lang is 3y cubed. Okay? So, burahin natin to. And then, ililipat natin to dito. Okay? And now, proceed tayo sa ating second term, which is etong 20x raised to 5 y squared z. Okay? So, same lang uli gagawin natin. Meron tayong 20x raised to 5 y squared z. Divide natin yan sa ating greatest common monomial factor. Na-remove pala dito yung y. Na 4x cubed y squared. So, ngayon, una uli natin gagawin is to divide yung coefficients. Okay, so dividing this, so 20 divided by 4, that is equal to 5. And then next, proceed tayo dito sa variable na x. So, meron tayong x raised to 5 and x raised to 3. Again, ito yung quotient rule na tinatawag natin sa ating loss of exponent. So, we just copy the variable and then we subtract the exponent. Okay, so magkakaroon tayo dito ng 5 minus 3. And 5 minus 3 is equals to 2. So, magiging 2 na lang yung exponent ng x natin. Okay? Ngayon, after nyan, dito naman tayo sa y. As you can see, katulad nung case sa ating first term, yung x cubed, parehas din sila na y squared. So, pag ganyan, magiging 1 na lang siya. Okay? Dahil dinivide mo lang siya by itself. Okay? And then itong z, since hindi naman siya ma-divide sa ating denominator, kakopy lang natin siya. And simplifying this, we will have 5x squared z. Okay? So ngayon, pagsasama-samahin natin to, burahin ko lang muna to. Pagsasama-samahin natin sila. Pagdidikit-dikitin natin sila. Pero paano ba yung magiging final answer natin dyan? Okay? So ngayon, meron tayong common monomial factor na 4x cubed and y squared. Obviously, siya na yung nasa labas. Okay? So, copy na lang natin siya. So meron tayong 4x squared y squared. 4x cubed pala rather. And then ngayon, since pinactor natin siya, magkakaroon tayo dito ng parenthesis. And yung nasa loob ng parenthesis natin is yung itong terms na natin, yung na-simplify na natin. Okay? Ito yung ito yung kinalabasan na or ito na yung result nung dinivide natin yung ating terms sa ating common monomial factor. So basically, siya na yung nasa loob. So, unahin natin yung 3y cubed dahil siya yung sa ating first term plus etong 5x squared z. Dahil siya naman yung ating second term. Okay? So, by that, lagyan natin to ng close parenthesis. Ito na yung ating final answer. Okay? Naka-factored form na to. Kagaya ng hinihingi sa ating example na ito. Okay? So, ganun lang siya. Pa-follow lang natin yung step. And then, we will simplify. Okay? So, next, we have example number 4. Given naman is 12x cubed minus 18xy plus 24x. So, first, bilangin natin ilan yung terms na meron tayo. We have 1, 2, and 3. So, meron tayong 3 terms. And then ngayon, ang ating second step after bilangin ilang terms is to find the GCF ng ating numerical coefficient. So, we have 12, 18, and 24. Okay? So, unahin natin itong 12. Meron tayong 1 times 12. Meron din tayong 2 times 6. And meron din tayong 3 times 4. And then, proceed tayo sa 18. Meron tayong 1 times 18. Meron din tayong 2 times 9. Meron din tayong 3 times 6. Ano pa ba? So, yan lang. Ngayon, sa 24 naman, meron tayong 1 times 24. Meron din tayong 2 times 12. And also, meron tayong 3 times 8. And lastly, meron tayong 4 times 6. Ngayon, i-examine natin uli yung ating mga factor nung ating yung mga numerical coefficient kung ano yung pinakamataas or ano yung greatest common factor natin. So, if you look closely, makikita nyong 6 yung ating greatest common factor. Okay? So, by that, sulat natin dito 6. Ayan. So, ngayon, proceed naman tayo sa mga variables natin. So, yung first term natin, x cube yung kanyang variable. And then, yung 18, xy. And then, yung 24 naman, or yung third term is x. So, by examining closely, makikita natin na yung common variable nila is just x. Okay? Dahil yung ating second term, itong 18xy, siya lang naman yung may y. And yung other terms natin, wala namang y. So, hindi natin siya pwedeng maging factor. Okay? Dahil unang-una kailangan niya lahat sila common yun. Okay? So, by this, since x lang naman yung common variable natin sa ating tatlong terms, ang kailangan natin gawin is ano yung may pinaka-least exponent or ano yung least exponent ng ating variable. So, yung first term natin, merong x cube. Yung 8, yung second term natin, x lang. And yung third term natin, x lang din. So, by that, alam na natin na x yung ating magiging factor ng variable dahil siya yung may pinakamababang exponent. So, we have here x. So, eto na agad yung ating common monomial factor. And ngayon, para maging complete factored form siya, i-divide natin tong common monomial factor natin sa lahat ng terms natin. Okay? So, adjust ko muna to. So, pagsasabay-sabay na natin dito para isang haba siya. So, meron tayong 12x cubed over 6x minus 18xy over 6x plus 24x over 6x. Okay? So, ngayon, iisa-isahin lang natin siya para ma-simplify natin. So, unahin natin tong first term natin. So, divide the coefficient. So, 12 divided by 6, we will have 2. And then, sa variable naman, pareha silang may x. So, copy natin yung x. And then, we subtract the exponent. So, itong x, 1 naman ang exponent yan. So, meron tayong 3 minus 1. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So, 2 yung exponent nito. Okay? And for our second term, same ulit, divide the coefficients or the numerical coefficients. That is 18 divided by 6. And that is equal to 3. So, copy natin yung negative pala niya. So, meron tayong 3. And then, etong x, meron tayong x divided by x. That will become equal to 1. Okay, dahil dinivide mo lang naman siya sa sarili niya. And then, meron tayong matitirang y. So, copy na lang natin yung y. Okay? And then, sa ating last term or yung ating third term, divide the coefficients ulit. So, 24 divided by 6, that is 4. So, positive siya, plus 4. And then, itong x divided by x is just 1. So, 4 na lang siya. So, ngayon, na-divide na natin yung ating greatest common monomial factor sa lahat ng ating terms. So, ngayon, iaayos na natin yung kanyang format or yung kanyang form. So, delete lang natin to. And then, ikakopy natin tong ating common monomial factor na 6x. And then, kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina, is mapupunta sa loob ng parenthesis yung ating dinivide na lahat na terms. Okay? So, ayan. Yan yung magiging form niya. Nilabas lang natin yung 6x or yung greatest common monomial factor niya. And then, niretain natin sa loob ng parenthesis yung kapag dinivide na yung ating 6x. Dahil nilabas mo nga so kailangan mare-reduce yung ating polynomial. Okay? So, in that case, this is our final answer. Okay? So, ayan. Ito na yung ating final answer. Okay, I hope hindi kayo nalito sa ating 5 steps, no? Medyo mahaba lang siya, pero pag na-master nyo naman siya, madadalian na lang din kayo. Okay? And for our example number 5, medyo mahaba-haba itong polynomial natin. Pero to further assess kung naintindihan nyo na yung ating lesson for today, kindly comment down sa ating comment box yung inyong answer sa example na ito. And we will know or we can determine kung talaga bang naintindihan nyo na siya. Kung medyo nalilito pa, pwede kayong bumalik sa early part ng video na ito. And then panoorin nyo ulit siya kung paano natin ina-apply yung 5 steps to get the greatest common monomial factor and yung complete factored form niya. Okay? And that's it for our video for today. I hope may natutunan kayo and maraming salamat sa panonood.